right, guys, everybody's going home. The crowds are dispersing. People are going back to their cars. They are folding up their lawn chairs. They're packing up their bags. You know, I wish people would show this amount of support when it's time for their kids to take their finals and their midterms. You know, I wish there was this amount of support. Like, just how you have parents, rooting for their kids to score a touchdown or the buzzer beater. Be at your kid's school, like lined up outside. Well, you got to drive the kids to school, but be in support of them when they take their final. Like, be a supportive parent with things that actually matter. Because let me just tell you, I'm not hating, but not everybody can join major sports organizations, little leagues like NFL, NBA, MLB, NHL. Well, no one cares about hockey, but you got to compete against millions of people that can do the same thing as you. You just have to show rich billionaires, coaches, you're worth millions of dollars. You could do it just as well as the rest of them, and you could take them to the championship. Like, you have to show them through college games and high school games, whatever, that you're worth this amount of money. But it's like, I feel like they need to expand. Like I know it's only going to be one NBA. No one cares about the D League. No one cares about. It used to be a league in basketball where you had like trampolines. I wish I can't find no videos on there. But like back in 2001 on Spike TV, when wrestling used to go off, when Raw used to go off, they had like basketball, but they played on trampolines. It was called slam ball. Or they have the AHL. I mean, not AHL, arena football. I like that better than NFL. But they really should make like 2 or 3 major leagues for all sports. Because just imagine this. Imagine you put all your life, you invest all your life in sports like football. And when it comes to the day you get drafted, you're supposed to get drafted. You got your parents in the living room with you. You got your college football team, the hat on, and you don't hear your name being called. You don't hear your name being called by any 32 teams. So you know what you do next? You join the police department. You join the police department in Arizona. And then that don't really work out. So you start making YouTube videos. But it's like, everybody can't be a major star, and everybody can't be, a footballer, a pro baller, basketball player, baseball player. It's just not everybody can fit in the league. But it's like I was saying, like, they should just make it where they have at least 3 major leagues in every sport. But not everybody's going to want to watch 3, just like wrestling. It's only going to be one dominant major company. WWE is like the top one, and then it's like AEW. I don't watch wrestling no more. AEW, and then Impact. So it's like if it's like 3 major companies, it's going to be like a hierarchy. Like, one's going to be the dominant one and one's going to be the beta one. Like, the NBA is the dominant league. The D League is like the beta league. So not everybody can be a professional sports player, but in sports, it's just that it's a waste when you don't go professional. Just think about it like this. How do you expect, at least with football, how do you expect to get a regular job when your brain is scrambled around from all the hits you've taken over the years? From Pop Warner to college. But parents should really give their kids support in areas that matter. You know, math, science, history, you know, technology, engineering. When it's time for them to take that test to get into high school, because I had to take a test to get into a school, be outside the door rooting for them. Oh, if they let you. But I'm going to tell you this. Sports, man, like I said, it's great exercise. It's a great way to kill time. But I don't think it's meant to really be a career profession. Because like I said, you can get hurt. And after you get hurt, you're no use anymore. Doctors don't get hurt. You know, doctors and lawyers. I mean, if you bust them upside the head, you know, they may have to take off a little time because they have to use their brain to make money. But when if a doctor falls down the stairs, he can still sort of do his job. When a lawyer falls down the stairs, he can still do his job. You know, if a teacher falls down the stairs, he can still do his job. That's the difference. All right. That's the losing team.